The night he almost gave up, the world was completely silent, except for the sound of his own thoughts telling him, "You're not enough." Ion sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the cracked wall in front of him. The same wall that had witnessed his dreams, his plans, and now his failures. His phone lay beside him, screen dim, filled with unanswered messages and reminders of opportunities he had lost. He had tried again and again, but nothing seemed to work. Every step forward felt like it was followed by 2 steps back. He wasn't always like this. There was a time when Ion believed he could change his life. He had dreams bigger than his fears. He wanted to build something meaningful, something that would make his family proud. But life had a way of testing him. His first attempt failed, then the second, then the third. Each failure chipped away at his confidence, slowly turning his excitement into doubt. People around him started to notice. "Maybe it's not for you," one friend said casually. "You should think about something more stable," another suggested. Even his own family, though they loved him, couldn't hide their concern anymore. Their silence spoke louder than words. And then came the day that broke him. Ion had spent months working on a project he truly believed in. Sleepless nights, endless effort, and every ounce of hope he had left went into it. This was his chance, his last chance, he thought. But when the results came, it was another rejection. He didn't cry immediately. He just sat there, staring at the message, reading it over and over again, as if somehow the words would change. But they didn't. The rejection was real, and so was the pain. That night, sitting in his room, he felt something he had never felt before. Not just failure, but emptiness. A heavy silence filled his chest. For the first time, he questioned everything. What if they're right? What if I'm just wasting my time? What if I'm not meant for this? The thoughts were loud, relentless, and cruel. He stood up slowly, walked to the mirror, and looked at himself. His eyes were tired. His face carried the weight of every disappointment. He barely recognized the person staring back at him. And then, almost like a whisper, a thought crossed his mind. Maybe I should just stop. That moment felt like the end. But deep inside, beneath the noise of doubt and fear, there was something else. Something quiet, something stubborn. A small voice that refused to disappear. It said, "One more time." Ion closed his eyes. His heart was heavy, but that voice, it wouldn't leave. And right there, in the middle of his brokenness, he made a choice. Not a loud, confident decision, but a fragile, trembling one. He decided to try again. The next morning didn't feel magical. There was no sudden burst of motivation, no dramatic change. Ion still felt tired. He still carried his doubts. But something was different. He didn't wait to feel ready. He started anyway. First, it was slow, painfully slow. He struggled to focus. Old fears kept creeping back in. Every small mistake felt like proof that he was going to fail again. But this time, instead of stopping, he kept going. He began to change the way he looked at failure. Instead of seeing it as the end, he started seeing it as feedback. Instead of asking, "Why me?" he asked, "What can I learn?" It wasn't easy. Some days he still wanted to quit. Some nights, the same old doubts came back, whispering in his ear. But now he had something stronger than doubt. He had persistence. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And slowly, almost invisibly, Ion started to grow. He became stronger not because life got easier, but because he refused to give up. He learned to face rejection without letting it define him. He learned that progress isn't always loud or obvious. Sometimes, it's quiet and steady. Then came another opportunity. This time, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't even what he had originally dreamed of. But it was a chance. And Ion took it. He gave it everything he had, not because he was sure he would succeed, but because he refused to quit again. When the results finally came, his hands trembled as he opened the message. For a moment, he couldn't breathe. Then he read the words. He had made it. Not in a way that instantly changed his life, not in a way that erased all his struggles, but in a way that proved something far more important. He was capable. All those nights of doubt, all those moments of failure, all those times he felt like giving up, they weren't the end of his story. They were part of it. Ion sat back, a quiet smile forming on his face. Not because everything was perfect, but because he knew something now that he didn't know before. Giving up would have been easier, but it would have cost him everything. Life didn't suddenly become easy after that. There were still challenges, still setbacks, still moments of uncertainty. But Ion faced them differently now. He no longer feared failure, because he understood something powerful. Failure isn't the opposite of success. Giving up is. And as long as you keep going, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when you feel like you have nothing left, you're still in the game. You're still moving forward. You're still becoming stronger. So if you're sitting in that quiet moment right now, feeling like you're not enough, like you've tried everything and nothing is working, remember this: the story isn't over. That voice telling you to give up, it's not the truth. Listen to the other voice, the quiet one that says, try one more time, because sometimes the only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is the decision to not give up.